Just when the world dared wonder if the never-ending scandals shrouding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had finally plateaued into glazed-over indifference, a bombshell resurfaced guaranteed to reignite the royal rumor mill into scorched-earth overdrive. An explosive video has emerged catching the former Meghan Markle in the act of shamelessly flirting and conducting illicit romantic overtures towards not one, but three high-profile Hollywood film directors during a cringe-inducing industry schmooze fest dating back to her pre-Duchess working actress days. The inflammatory undercover footage, captured by an unknown source during a 2016 glitzy Toronto cocktail reception, depicts the then-suit star repeatedly linking up separately with acclaimed auteurs Spike Jonze, Steve McQueen, and Wes Anderson in private sequestered corners of the swanky venue. Writhing amidst clouds of conspicuous flirtation and sultry body language, Meghan is shown engaging each legendary filmmaker in what appears undeniably as tawdry romantic propositioning, confidently extending suggestive caresses while loudly gossiping rumors of her latest acting prospects and imploring the visibly flustered directors to consider her for unspecified, attractive creative opportunities. At multiple points the Duchess is caught on candid mic even aggressively pitching her skills for a potential Black Swan-style erotic thriller set in the British royal court. It's all unambiguously sordid behavior so outrageous and unbecoming to a future royal that, within hours of the video surfacing across global media platforms, a psychological demolition derby erupted amongst crisis managers, PR gurus, and Buckingham Palace overseers desperately scrambling to gauge the Duke's reaction. Would Prince Harry unleash nuclear fury via Twitter? Rush to defend his beloved bride's honor by challenging the hapless filmmakers to mortal combat on site? Or simply shield himself away in dignified stoicism, refusing comment? The world had to wait with bated breath for nearly 36 hours before the raging bullnado touched down, as Harry addressed the nation with the most scalding rhetorical barrages of righteous vitriol and finger-pointing chastisement witnessed since his great-uncle lashed out at the Luftwaffe during the Blitzkrieg. In a volcanic live special aired on BBC, Sky News, the AAA network, essentially every conceivable global media outlet, the infuriated prince absolutely eviscerated his spouse, Hollywood's filmmaking elite, and a lascivious culture of sexual decadence, threatening society's moral fabric with equal dismay. I will not stand idly anymore while my wife's impeccable reputation as an esteemed duchess, philanthropist, role model, and unwavering promoter of compassionate humanitarianism gets reduced to Babylonian depravities and cast as some lurid harlot attempting to peddle carnalities to an industry-wide casting couch hierarchy. Harry fumed with shocking zeal in the marathon 4-hour diatribe. These vile slanders of Meghan's character will not go unanswered. These directors and others engaging her courtesan-light hustling for unconsummated cinematic dalliances face harsh legal retribution and defenses of martial honor whether they like it or not. Calling for a boycott of all three filmmakers' upcoming movie projects, the prince unleashed a fusillade of recriminations accusing Jonze, McQueen and Anderson of essentially attempting to instigate adultery under the pretense of professional networking while demanding British Scotland Yard open an official criminal investigation into the conspicuously absent party who captured the incendiary hidden video. Clearly the parties responsible for surreptitiously recording this entrapment scheme calculated to humiliate my wife's regal virtues are affiliated with profiteering paparazzi or dark forces seeking to imperil the crown's dynastic honors, Harry alleged, red-faced and visibly perspiring. Well, consider this a warning to all enemies of the realm who dare attempt sullying the dignity of the Duchess of Sussex. There is zero exoneration for these crimes to libel her benevolent graces, nor would I hesitate commanding the Queen's Guard to scourge from the face of this earth any who repeat these slanderous provocations. From there the invective snowballed into epic dissertation-length bouts of accusations over corrosive showbiz power dynamics, disturbingly sexual misconduct rampant in the arts and entertainment zeitgeist, erosion of family values, Anglo-American cultural rot among global elites, and eventually shades of apocalyptic Sodom and Gomorrah cataclysms instigated by forces of spiritual darkness. Some highlights included: the world now sees how Lady Meghan got entangled in this web while optimistically thinking only to leverage her networking connections into inspirational multimedia projects, the Duke roared. Yet what transpired instead saw her cruelly objectified and figuratively pimped out like so much meat as the Delilah temptress preying on lonely filmmakers' weak susceptibilities, all because these philandering auteurs simply could not resist prostituting their creative gifts to devolve into rancid carnal lechery when presented a beautiful duchess in their midst as fresh prize flesh for conquering. This depravity absolutely sickens me. And while certainly not absolving Meghan from all accountability for using poor judgment initially indulging provocations, I absolutely maintain her primary sin involves remaining naively susceptible to the very pernicious toxins contaminating Western entertainment overrun by covert Caligulas and Gamara-lusting Polanskas, he continued. Too many supposed maverick creators now breathe the licentious fumes wafted from bacchanalias of unlimited industry wealth, where they indulge fleshly releases rather than refine their artistic souls and nourish mankind's spiritual yearnings. That path begets only satanic bondage and the ruination of cultures. The prince then ominously warned of miseries multiplied, on those enabling a grievance culture calcifying modern sensibilities to eternal damnation. Even now, do none of you realize the metaphysical sickness incubating this permissive debauchery, he seethed. As each progressive outrage slouches towards moral hellscapes of radical tolerance, so too frays humanity's tenuous grasp on inherent virtue. Soon our headlong descent into barbarous appetites shall spawn hell itself incarnate upon this wretched world unless we summon conviction to reclaim sacred rectitude from degenerates both secular and sacred. Perhaps the evening's most jaw-dropping moment, however, climaxed when camera crews caught the Duke storming out into the palace grounds to proclaim his intentions for exacting cosmic justice upon one specific offender in particular. Snatching his ceremonial bow and quiver of ancestral arrows, the delirious Harry challenged Oscar winner McQueen to meet me upon any battlefield of his choosing for the defense of my marriage's sacred sanctity. I beg him choose his weaponry, the time and place soon so that he shall answer for his aggression upon my duchess by code of honor. Combat like men, the Duke declared whilst shirtless and windmilling a longbow erratically. There will be blood penance enacted if needs be to reaffirm my family pride and Meghan's dignity. Should he refuse this gauntlet to put his very existence against mine for satisfaction, he shall be deemed craven and unworthy my aim, marked for posterity as nothing but a eunuch swine unwilling to reclaim valor lost. Myriad questions immediately swirled about the Duke's outlandish conduct. Had the stress and drama of maintaining their media profile while battling the palace's alleged hostilities finally sent the once sympathetic Harry spiraling into psychosis? Was the rage performance a desperate play for public sympathy after their reputations suffered renewed battering over the director flirtation's video backlash? Or could the warlike outbursts have stemmed from discovering even more damaging revelations suggesting Meghan's indiscretions carried beyond fleeting romantic innuendos into actualized infidelities? Insiders close to Buckingham Palace remain deeply concerned Prince Harry's outbursts represented deeply rooted psychogenic trauma responses untapped during his earlier mental health advocacy, shared royal expert Richard Fitzhaven of The Times London. His grandiose claims to wanting to engage in old-world honor duels with major film talents,